Wait, there's something very weak coming through.
We've passed on all we know. 1,000 generations live in you now. But this is your fight. Be with you. No one's ever really gone.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
Hello, fellow Galactic listeners. I'm Todd Hoffman, and this is WSTR Galactic Public Access, a Star Wars podcast. Welcome to episode 128. Today, we're going to be talking about those Rise of Skywalker predictions with a special guest, all the way from Talking Bay 94, Brandon Waynerdi.
What's up?
Welcome to the show, Brandon.
Thanks for having me back.
I know. We were clever and had you on episode 94. So
that's very clever. Very, very clever.
Yeah. Now it's just episode 128. We don't have a very clever way to plug that.
That's fine. We'll survive.
Yeah, that's fine. So, joining me today, as always, Miss Heather Allred.
Hey, everybody.
Mr. Aaron Julian has the night off. He is preparing to bounty hunter, and so a good bounty hunter has to get some shut-eye, and so he has a early morning shooting.
That's not wrong.
It's not wrong. It's just
It's a different kind of shooting.
It's a different kind of shooting. But anyways, we will miss him. But we have Brandon here, and we're gonna take it like all the way to a galaxy far, far away. So
listen, all I know, and he edits this podcast, right? All I know is I've been on this show twice now, and Aaron has not been on it twice, and it's like he's avoiding me. And I don't know. I really don't know, and that's all I have to say about it. Like, if he has something personal, just he needs to let me know. But
this is true. Well,
man,
I don't know. We'll have to have you back on so we have like the full
WSTR experience. I still haven't got it.
Right. Exactly. Always wanting more.
That's right.
So.
That's right.
What can I say?
But what can we say? All right, we got to pay the bill. So, got to file if you want to follow us on the old social media, WSTR Media, all one word, all lowercase. You can email us at mailbox@wstrmedia.com. Leave us a voicemail, 630-557-WSTR. That's 630-557-9787. Operators are standing by to take your calls. We will listen to your voicemail, actually, and we can basically blasted across the galactic holonet, and don't be shy. The Force will be with you always. Okay, we have our entire back catalog of episodes. All the links can be found at podcast.wstrmedia.com. Check us out on Audible. There's like this little ditty called Audible, Audible Books. You get a free 30-day trial by going to www.wstr. Wait, let me try that again.
That's not at all
audibletrial.com/WSTR. You get a free Audible book. Literally, you get over 425,000 titles, and every month they have like 2 free originals that you could choose from. So that's like you get 1 Audible book and 2 free originals. It's like too good to be true. You help us out, we help you out. It's a really good thing. So again, you could go to audibletrial.com/WSTR and get your free 30-day trial now. Don't miss out. We also got merch. You can check out our merch store at store.wstrmedia.com. The fine folks at Teespring, we got all kinds of merch. Heather.
Sir.
Tease us.
I will. I have to say, I'm really excited about these news teasers. I think we did a great job coming up with those little catchphrases that are going to make you go, I'm going to stick around and find out what that's about.
I'm just going to stick around,
Just
right?
stick around, yeah. So here we go. We have, if you build it, they will come. We have seal of approval. We have Super 8. And then, of course, hotcakes.
Hotcakes.
Everyone's favorite breakfast meal.
It's kind of like pancakes, but they're hot. Like,
man, now I'm so excited to figure out what these are. This is great. I'm not even going to scroll ahead in the show notes. I'm just going to, it's going to just be, it's a surprise for me.
Yeah. Just be like the commoners, our listeners, and just, all right, I don't have the knowledge behind it, but we're going to stick to it. So, all right. Thank you for the tease there, Heather. Let us move on to Twitter Trash Compactor.
Get in there, you big polio! I don't care what you smell! Get in there and don't worry about it!
All right, every week we are running the polls. It's usually about our topic from the previous week. That's how we kind of keep it. But all right, here we go. Last week we talked with Tyler from the Midwest Garrison from the Great Lakes. He was up in Michigan. And we were talking about Darth Vader. And so the Twitter poll was, what is your favorite version of Darth Vader? So we have 4 choices here. There's 6, 7, maybe. I don't know. A New Hope, The Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, and Rogue One. So, Brandon, I'm going to start with you. What you could go off the poll, but really, here's the 4 choices right now. Mm-hmm. What would you choose, my friend?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, initially looking at this list, it is missing one option, which is Revenge of the Sith Darth Vader, and it's the weird looking short Darth Vader with high heels, and it's like, how could you miss that, guys?
Well, I missed that, Brandon, because there's only 4 choices, so.
Of course.
That's Twitter's fault. That's yeah.
And not just because it looks really weird with Hayden Christensen in the suit, and really they should just put someone else in there, which they did actually. In a different, there are 2 scenes with Darth Vader. One is Hayden Christensen, but one is just like a stunt double. I forgot what his name is, but one is not Hayden.
Are you being serious?
I'm being serious.
I thought
I'm being serious.
Oh my gosh.
I believe, I could be completely wrong. I believe it is the scene with Governor Tarkin on the bridge is not Hayden, and everything else is Hayden. But if I am incorrect and someone yells at me on Twitter, I'll just retweet it so you can see that.
Yeah, okay. We're sticking with your knowledge right now, but
that's all I meant.
Subject to change.
Yeah, I've never been wrong before.
Okay.
But my answer, my answer would be actually, which is the unpopular opinion, A New Hope, Darth Vader. If only because, going crazy. If only because, if you really look, especially with him on the white background of the Tantive 4, right? And see him for the first time, this is crazy. the mask looks just so like beat up and dirty, and you're like, this is crazy. And like the red lenses that are really prominent in A New Hope, all these things kind of building up together really kind of cement that as like the Darth Vader I always think of when I'm thinking of Darth Vader, and that's the one I'd have to go with.
Okay,
so
I love that answer. There it is. I love it. Heather?
So
what say you?
I may have another not so popular answer. I'm gonna go Rogue One.
What?
And the reason is when you think of Darth Vader, you always think of this like epic entrance because he is such a domineering bad guy situation. And that scene where it's just like smoke and things, and then all of a sudden you go, and that red lightsaber happens, and he just walks through. I mean, come on.
I'm like right there in Rogue One, right there.
You're right there. I mean.
Yeah.
So that's going to.
Help us, please.
It's going to be my vote.
Okay. I'm going off the poll.
Oh.
What?
I didn't know this was an option.
I told you it was an option. I just said there was 4 choices.
Whatever. It's fine.
Whatever. It's my show. It's our show. I can change it.
Gentlemen, please.
Yes. I really like the Rebels version of Darth Vader.
Very cool.
It's because it's that Ralph McQuarrie-esque Vader, and I mean, there's nothing more metal than him riding on top of his TIE fighter with a lightsaber, and I'm just like, dude, this is it. This is Darth Vader. That's it right there. I just like the look. I just think it's like a good cross between A New Hope and the Ralph McQuarrie version. So I would pick Rebels. The thing with Rogue One, Heather, is that cape bothers me so much. His cape is different. And it's not the same as A New Hope, and it just makes his head look big.
I remember when Rogue One was coming out, and there was some promo images of Darth Vader that initially kind of came out, like Rogue One, here's Darth Vader. And people made that comment, right, where it's not the A New Hope version of the costume, which also bugged me. So you're in the clear there. But there was like all these, and I mean, we'll get into it when we get into but there was all these like speculations and rumors that's like, okay, there's gonna be a giant fight at the end, which is going to explain then what his costume is in A New Hope, including like the cape. And I was like, so the entire time I was like, oh, is something gonna happen to his cape and it didn't. Obviously, it was just like a mistake, which is fine.
It's just like, you know what? This is the way we're going to do it, you know. But no, I mean, the Darth Vader scene at end of Rogue One is amazing, but the favorite version is, So, so you have, so there you go. Twitter voted, we didn't win because Twitter voted The Empire Strikes Back.
Twitter was wrong.
Twitter be wrong, man. They picked that one. It's more glossy. You know, we kind of talked about last week, like Vader A New Hope is very flat black, and then they got a little fancy with the glowing buttons on the chest and all that fun stuff, and it's a little bit more, you know, film friendly, I guess, in Empire Strikes Back. But there you go. Okay, every week we do little spicy tweets, and last week we were so excited for Aaron that there was a rumor. I don't know if you're familiar with this, Brandon, but Marvel teased the spider webbing of 4, and there's a lot of Twitter action about, Sam Raimi's coming back, and they're gonna do his film, and it's gonna be in comic form.
Right.
You know. Just set up for life for disappointments. And here, this is coming from bleedingcool.com. Some comic creators weren't amused by Marvel choosing the one and only J.J. Abrams and his son to write Spider-Man. So that was the tease. The big announcement was not Sam Raimi. Nope. Sorry, Twitter. But it was J.J. Abrams and his son, 20-year-old son, Henry, who pretty much is like a clone of him.
Yeah.
It's a super cute announcement. I love the announcement. It's just them two talking, and they literally look like each other, and I love it.
They shop at the same Warby Parker. It's great.
It's great. But just to preface that, Twitter, again, was not happy with the kind of, you got me set up, everyone, or maybe people got the headcanon again, like, hey, this is going to be awesome. And it's just JJ. And
it's just JJ.
Henry Adams. Yeah. So it's coming out in September. The artist is Sarah Pichelli, I think. And then the colorist is Dave Stewart. And they're going to write, there's already a cover out, and it basically says J.J. Abrams and Henry Abrams. I mean, how cool is that? Your dad's like, yeah, I'm making movies. Let's just make a comic together, and let's make Spider-Man. So that's what's happening. So that's coming out in September. Yeah, they're super excited about it. You should watch the promo. It's funny, but Twitter was not happy with that. So I'm bummed that Aaron will have to just listen to this bad news via this episode, and because he's not on Twitter anymore, Brandon. And
so he'll just have to find out now while he's editing.
Yeah. So yeah, he crawls out of his little hole during the episode just so we can give him some spicy tweets, and I got him really pumped about all the Toby love last week, and
it was just Alex Kane just going crazy. He was just like, "Here we go," and I was like, "Oh yeah, I love this," and then it's fine.
Oh man, yeah. So there you have it. That's Twitter for you. A little excitement, a little disappointment. It's just like life. It's all good. So why don't we move on to the main topic?
And now for our feature presentation.
All right, Brandon, we appreciate you coming back. First of all, I'm just going to pander to the guest right here.
Yep.
It was so amazing seeing you at Celebration. I'm just going to put that out there.
It was a real highlight because we kept running into each other, which was great.
It was just great. Heather and I were twitching because we were just standing there for hours for Timothy Zahn to get a book signed. And I'm like, I know that guy. So I just yelled her name.
Right.
And you didn't run away, which is great. I
Surprising,
appreciate that. But yeah, I know. So yeah, but the fun part was that, the initial meetup was great, but then we just randomly kept on running into you, which was another highlight. It's like, hey,
I was like eating a pizza. I was like, oh, there they are. It was great. No, seeing you guys was awesome at Celebration, but just Celebration in general, that kind of thing, just running into people, you're like, oh, like that guy from Star Wars Twitter or that person that,
Yeah.
It was just really nice.
And the other thing, dude, you were working.
I was working. I was working hard.
How many interviews did you get out of Star Wars Celebration?
I think I got 5 out of it, which was great. It was like one every day, which was good. So it gave me something. And then there was a couple, I don't want to talk about who they were, but there were a couple that didn't happen that like were so close to happening. I think I might have, and they'll happen eventually. Because we're waiting on a certain movie that we're about to talk about to come out before I can talk to a few of them due to some NDAs. But it was heartbreaking there. But I got to talk to people that I've wanted to talk to for such a long time, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, so could you? What were some of your highlights for Star Wars Celebration?
There were 2 major ones for me. The big one was finally getting to meet and interview Lauren Peterson, who's like been one of my idols for a decade, 2 decades, really. Which was
right. Your whole entire existence.
Yeah, the whole entire existence of me like opening up a Starlog and seeing Lauren Peterson, and then getting to like interview him for an hour and a half. Just like me and him, and I just like brought his book, and I brought all these pictures of him, and I brought a space slug, and we just like went crazy for an hour and a half, and I just like died. So that was a huge one for me. And then non-interview, of course, was just the whole Rise of Skywalker and the Mandalorian panels, especially. Rise of Skywalker, I was in an overflow room, but it was still just like seeing the title and hearing Palpatine was like I just almost like threw up. Like it was just like too much, and everyone was just screaming, and I'm like I can't figure out if I like this or I hate this, or it was just like overwhelmed me, and it was great. I loved it. So
that's great. That's the first time I've heard like, yeah, I almost hurled.
Well, we'll talk about something I'm doing this week, but it's being live streamed, but I'm definitely going to throw up. But we'll get into that later.
Okay, good. So that's awesome. So yeah, I would say totally too. Like just meeting the people was like definitely a highlight for Star Wars Celebration. All right, so Thursday, 6/20 was 6 months away from the Rise of Skywalker. Currently, right now of this recording, we are 178 days away from the Rise of Skywalker. So as Brandon just eloquently talked about, he almost hurled when at Celebration we saw the first glimpse of the Rise of Skywalker, which is great. And then a couple months later, a couple weeks, I guess, the Vanity Fair magazine dropped. So now we have these two wonderful pieces, one media, like one visual and one like, print. And you're like, okay, I'm cool now. This is good. This is good. But it's a lot to take in. And since we're 6 months away, I mean, we might as well like talk about, I don't know, expectations or predictions of what you want to see and what you want to get out of the Rise of Skywalker. So we're probably gonna have to wait till probably October for another trailer, and then the tickets go on sale, and then we'll lose our minds again, and those kind of things. So Brandon, let's start with you. Based on what you've seen so far between the trailer and the gorgeous pictures of Vanity Fair, what are some of your, what do you want to see out of the Rise of Skywalker?
So I am very worried and I am very concerned and I'm going to definitely hurl, which is great. But really, the thing I am most excited to see in the Rise of Skywalker is just it ending and then me having to come to terms with like a Star Wars story ending, at least for now. I mean, that's kind of like how Force Awakens was all about practical sets, and then Last Jedi was all about like subverting expectations, right? This is all about just like ending the Skywalker saga. That's like the marketing point they've always just been drilling down on, right? And so I'm just like, now that they're making such a big deal about it, like I just like can't stop thinking about like every single time a picture comes out or whatever, I'm just like, oh no, like what's going to happen? Like even, I mean, because Last Jedi really did a good job of tying in the other movies. Like they even like Luke Skywalker literally says the word like Darth Sidious, right? Which is crazy, right? Like they're like referencing the prequels very like heavily, and so like I can only assume that this one is like even more, and that's what I'm really most excited about. Just tying all the movies together. That's it. I just want to see all 9 movies like represented in some way in this movie.
Okay. Heather, how about you? What's some of the things you want to see?
I mean, obviously there's an element of echoing Brandon at this point of just how are you going to resolve this? Where in this, 9-movie story, where is this going to take us and end? I mean, obviously that's kind of a given.
Right.
I'm very intrigued to see how they're going to handle introduction of new characters, bringing back old characters like we saw in the preview with Lando. How the practical Heather is like, how are you going to handle Leia with Carrie Fisher being gone? Obviously Luke is gone. Are we looking at flashbacks? Are we looking at Force Ghost? What is this going to look like? Is it going to be good? Right. Is it going to be bad? Just, I think for me, my most intriguing point is just, what are you going to do with these people? People that we've known for forever and people that we've known for 2 films. How are they all going to mesh together? And can we just end it with it all being a snow globe inside of R2 and that it all didn't really happen? That would be fantastic. I kid. No. That there's been, I don't know how many rumors like, this is just a story told by R2 or whatever. I mean,
It's very possible. It just like pans out and like somebody's dreaming, you know, like R2 like wakes up. Oh, that was a good dream, you know?
Anyway.
Yeah, those are all great questions. I mean, like the cool thing about Vanity Fair is like we got a little tease of more stuff to come. I think, you know, going into Celebration, we had no idea. Like there was a couple leaked photos I remember from like Jason Ward's like makingStarWars.net, like where there was, you know, Finn and Poe are by some horses and Chewie's sitting there and you're like, okay, is Chewie riding a horse? And there was like a picture of the Millennium Falcon like in the forest, and that was pretty much it. And they didn't do like JJ was like, here's the first day of set, and then, you know, John Boyega is like, my hands are bloody. It was a great end. And then you see somebody hugging, and that's it. You know, the three of them are hugging, and then like there was no like it wasn't like Solo where Ron Howard's like, hey guys, you know, like
here's a trash
leave me
can.
on this picture. Yeah. Here's Lando's capes. Here's Chewie. Here's hyperspace travel. You're like, here's a, you know, trash can that's R2 that's blown on fire. Like these are all great things, and you know we're seeing almost daily like, hey guys, we're having a great time on Solo. You know, even though we're shooting it twice. This one we got none. So the fact, you know, coming into Celebration, we really had no idea, and now we kind of have a semi idea of what's happening, and obviously with the Emperor laughing at the end, it made Brandon hurl and me twitch and scream like, that's Ian McDiarmid on the stage, you know, like but you know, now the Vanity Fair, we have, you know, we finally see a picture of Kerry Russell, which I'm totally intrigued by her character Zori Bliss. That she looks like a Rocketeer woman, and I'm just like, you know. And then they have like a picture of like John Williams with Carrie Fisher in the background. I'm like, stop it! Don't do it to me! Don't do it! And some of that, I you know, like we almost have to look back at like Brandon. I know you're like the biggest book nerd like me.
Yep.
I mean, you have the art of books, right? Like the art of.
I do. I'm looking at them right now.
So
yeah.
Well, in the Art of Force Awakens, they talk about the Rebels having another super weapon similar to Star Killer Base, and I'm really wondering if that's some of that footage that has, you know, that has Carrie in it. Maybe, I don't know. You know,
those are good questions.
And they definitely, I think, shot some of the Warhammer stuff, or at least, you know, some previs stuff. So I think, you know, if that's the direction they have to go with to use Carrie, then that's the direction they have to go with.
Yeah. I mean, again, you know, we talked about this for Force Awakens, Han Solo, Last Jedi, Luke Skywalker, and then this is really supposed to be Princess Leia's movie in a sense. Unfortunately, you know, that didn't happen, but they're going to make some movie magic. And I know even just seeing that picture of like John Williams and you know, scoring and Princess Leia's in the background, I'm just like, I don't know how they're going to do it, but I might be emotional when that stuff happens. Cause I think that the same kind of feeling you got when you're seeing Last Jedi and you're like, okay, she's there, but she's not there, and you know how that movie progressed. You're like, oh, don't kill her off right now, you know. But you might have the same kind of feels with, you know, the Rise of Skywalker. Heather, you kind of brought up a good point. Like, there's going to be all these new characters. So how are we going to fit all these new characters in 9? How are we going to do that?
Well, I think my concern is, are we creating characters for something else? Are these characters that diehard fans are going to know from offshoots? You know, I've always been like just the films, and then since I joined the podcast, I've been exposed to all these other parts of Star Wars and, you know, things of that, you know. So are they going to be characters that people are like, oh, that's so-and-so from such and such, or that's one of those
hey, Darth Maul is back again because he really didn't die in Rebels. He came back again.
So, So I think that's where I'm really intrigued by the new characters. Like, are they just in there for the sake of being B characters as our main characters go when they do the battle or they do the thing, or they just cross.
Right. They get this MacGuffin.
Is it like never mind, I totally forgot her name.
Who, Carrie Russell?
Lupita.
Nope.
It's character.
Maz.
Oh my gosh, that's embarrassing.
Maz.
Like, is it going to be like a Maz character that kind of is part of the journey, but we don't really know much more than that? Like,
are we going to get Master Codebreaker? That's what I want to know. Are we going to see more Master Codebreaker?
These are the questions.
Yeah.
So, and like the potential Lando's daughter character.
Yeah, Jana. Yeah.
What's that about?
Because I don't know.
Is that a romance?
I don't know. Her and Finn are riding those horses with their what are they called again? I forget what they're called. Oh, orbacks. I mean,
I make it a point not to learn the names of anything new until I see. Like, I remember watching Rogue One, and Rogue One has those little things that pop up in the corner as like, oh, this is the planet Edu or whatever it is, right? And I remember watching it, and I was like, I am so screwed. Like, there's no way I remember all of this. And you have to go get the visual dictionary and all the. But I really, at this point, I'm just like, you know what? Like, it's just Carrie Russell's character. It's not, what's her name? Zam Wessel. What's her name?
Yeah. Zori Bliss.
Yeah, I'm not going to know that until I see the toy 100 times. I'm not going to know. I'm not going to care. I'm just going to go in and just again, hurl a little bit. So
yeah,
I'm not trying to memorize names.
Right. And then, well, another big speculation was Richard E. Grant's character was going to be Thrawn. Right? There's huge, and he is not. He's got a new title in the First Order, Allegiant General Pride. I love that picture of him and Hux. It's just so good. So is he coming back and shaping these guys up, and or is there going to be a coup? There's a lot of speculation out there on the old interwebs about Kylo is going to turn on the Knights of Ren, and Knights of Ren are collecting things, and then he turns on them, and so many things. Like, the other thing is, are we going to get? We already know we're going to get some new planets. In the Vanity Fair article, Zori Bliss, our good friend Carrie Russell, is on the world of Kijimi. It just rolls off the tongue.
See, that's why I don't even try. I don't even try until I hear them try to say it, and then I'm just gonna be like, there we are.
Right. So. The snow dusted, so it's not, just to make it clear, it's not a snow planet. It's just snow dusted.
Right. It's a snow dust. Snow dust planet.
Snow dusted. You got that. I'm trying to think. Pisana, I think is or I don't know what the other planet is called.
See, again, don't even worry about it. That's what I'm saying. Don't even.
Everyone's like, it's Jakku, it's Jeddah,
it's Tatooine. It's like, when will we learn that there's more than one sand planet in Star Wars?
Yes.
When will the internet know?
Yeah, So the local natives of Jordan were the Aki, and they're on Pisana.
There you go.
So we got a bunch of Aki-Akis on Pisana. I mean, what can you can't make this up. This is Star Wars,
Right.
So yeah, we got a snow-dusted planet. We got a sand planet with some mountains, which is the Jordan, which looks great. Again, that's on the trailer with Rey and all that fun stuff. So yeah, we got all those. We got new planets, new characters. Okay, so how is this? We talked about this.
I feel like I have to interrupt for a second.
Yeah, you're raising your hand.
I raised my hand because I'm polite.
Yeah, that was good. That was very nice.
Yeah, that's good.
Only because if I think I know where you're heading, I want to interrupt for 30 seconds.
Sure.
I need to discuss the Death Star.
Okay.
Why
let's do it.
was it in the preview?
I don't know.
But that's my question.
Are you saying, like, why did they put it in there? It should have been a surprise? Or are you saying, like, why the hell are they putting the Death Star in another Star Wars movie?
I mean, maybe. I think I'm just intrigued to know. I mean, I did just finish watching Return of the Jedi.
Oh.
When, it blew up a little bit. And
Right.
It did.
And I'm just sort of really intrigued to be like, what does this mean? Where are they going to go? Are they going to find some remains? Is there a thing? Is there a sacred book? What's it going to mean? And
Right.
That's all. That's my comment.
And why is there water by it? Like, what's going on?
Well, it goes back to what you were saying about the Art of Force Awakens book, because if you go look at that, there is the underwater Death Star stuff with them swimming like Otogunga, right? But I think...
the cool thing about that is, like, the Falcon goes into the water like it's a submarine.
Right.
I'm like, okay, this is next level stuff here. This is awesome.
This is crazy.
This is crazy. Why would it work underwater when it's totally airtight in space? I don't get this. I don't understand.
So that's something I need to know about.
I understand.
I
need to know about what?
Death Star.
The Death Star. That's what I need to know about. That's another thing that I would like to see, but for the movie.
Well, here's my theory about Death Star.
Okay.
Yep. I think,
right.
I mean,
I love it.
It doesn't go, I mean, you just saw Return of the Jedi. The last time you see Emperor Palpatine is on the Death Star. And then you have Emperor Palpatine, disembodied voice, laughing. So it's like, is there something on the Death Star 2 remains that might have a remnant of Darth Sidious on it? Like, I think that's a question that you can kind of lead yourself towards. That would also kind of explain, like, because my concern was like, okay, Darth Vader made the ultimate sacrifice and like killed Emperor Palpatine. You know, that whole Return of the Jedi ends that way, and I would hate for it to actually be like undone for some reason just to do it again in Episode 9. So I think there might be a kind of a neat way to do it if it is tied to like the remains of the Death Star and not necessarily like Palpatine's been alive for 30 years for no reason. But that's just me. that's just Brandon.
That's just Brandon. Yeah. That's okay. That's okay. Okay. So you need to know about the Death Star. That's it. Okay.
That's it.
I'm honestly, this got me thinking when watching Avengers Endgame. I'm like, how the heck are they going to end this? You know, like I'm thinking, yeah. How are they going to end this? You know, there was a lot of controversy of how Game of Thrones ended. Obviously, a very fan favorite friendly show, and all of a sudden it ends. And like, I don't like it. And, you know, Avengers has been going on for a long time. It's been a big build. And technically ending this phase of the Avengers of what we know, I mean, it was pretty poetic, I think. But, you know, are we going to have like a Lord of the Rings ending where, you know, you have to go to the bathroom really bad, but then there's like 60 minutes of other stuff going on that you're like, I really got to go to the bathroom and I think this is going to end. And okay, it's the screen's black. Oh no, we're back in the Shire and there's other things going on. And, you know, like, are we going to have this kind of long ending, kind of like what Brandon was saying earlier, like you hit the beats of the other films, you know? Or, you know, are we going to have something where we had in the special editions where you have like you see these other planets and there's like a celebration and there's Ewoks dancing and there's a new tune and you're happy and everyone's together and they're clapping and end credits, you know, with a little wipe. You got to do a wipe.
You got to do a wipe.
You got to do a wipe. How do you think it's going to end, Brandon? Like what would, you know, set you off into hysteria, nausea, all that kind of stuff?
Right. Okay. So this is great because back in October when I came on this show.
Yes.
And I drank 3 whiskey waters and I was here talking to you guys. I forgot what we were talking about. Right. But then I started just because I went back and listened to it. And I'm just going off on this idea. Like, I'm going crazy, and I'm like, I think Episode 9 will end with C-3PO telling a group of little children the story of the Skywalkers. And I'm just, like, freaking out about it. And then I'm at Celebration, and I see they only showed it at Celebration, and it was, like, the montage before the panel started for Episode 9, and it had the Tantive 4 parked in like a garage in a forest, right? And I was like, okay,
yes,
we're doing good.
Yeah.
And then they brought Anthony Daniels up to talk for 40 minutes or whatever, right? And they're like, oh, this is C-3PO's story, whatever, right? And I'm like, I am correct. And I stand by what I said in October, that this movie is going to be all about C-3PO and whatever things that he didn't get wiped or whatever it is, and that's going to be the plot.
Yeah.
And that's it. And I was right. And you can just, Aaron, if you're listening, you can just splice in what I said in October and then just put it here because I am still correct.
Right. Well, that's why we're doing this. We're cataloging this episode.
Right.
So when December 20th rolls around and we could just start, hashtag Brandon was right.
Hashtag Brandon Story Group. Just put me right next to Matt Martin and Pablo Hidalgo, and I'll just
right.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Well, it could be that his memory was wiped because we know that's how Revenge of the Sith ended, right? But maybe R2 just like, dude, this is what you missed, okay? Bail kind of wiped your memory, and so I'm going to fill you in, And so then the C-3PO telling the kids at the end, I love it. Okay, Heather, how is this going to end for you? Like, what do you want to see? Like, ooh, this is magnifico. This is perfect. This is perfecto.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think the ending I would have liked has already been done.
Which is?
And again, I'm going to get a lot of heat for this, and that's okay.
I'm ready.
I'm strong.
Okay.
I can take it. I really liked
Yeah, you could do it.
a bit of the ending. A bit of the middle of the movie, and then at the ending of The Last Jedi with these little kids literally playing Star Wars.
Yeah, that's great.
I mean, I think that would be a really fun way to end the whole saga, is that this idea that it continues on. Like, it's not just this one section.
Yes.
It's the different generations, and then now these kids are playing it, and that kid picks up the broom, or does he? Because he picks it up with the Force, and So I think that would have been a really fun way to end it, which clearly has been
already taken
done, so that's not going to happen now.
And people didn't think it was that fun for some reason. I was like, I don't understand if people understand Star Wars, but that's fine. It was fun.
That's fine. That's okay. Yeah.
I don't know if there's something like it needs to be a story. I don't know if it needs to be. I don't want it to be like looking out into the great distance, thinking back. Like, that just seems corny to me. But
yeah,
like I mean, I've said this before. I rather end it like on a cliffhanger. Just like some ships coming out of the wild space or unknown regions, and you're like, what's that? And then credits, just leave us hanging. Like, I feel like, to Heather's point, like, you want the story to keep on going. I do really like the Last Jedi ending. It makes sense as far as kids already kind of the Legend of Skywalker is continuing. It's just, I don't know. I just think of, how, again, these kind of modern franchises are ending, and you're just like, okay, how do we really want this 9-part film to end? Because it has to be contained as a separate movie, but it also has to bring in all the history that it has. So I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do it. I'm not sure. It's already done. That's the other thing that keeps me up at night. I'm like, this thing's already done.
Someone already knows what happens.
JJ knows what happens, and he's already writing a Spider-Man comic. I'm like, come on, dude.
Focus on one thing, my guy.
So wait, you're editing the film, and now you're writing comics at the same time? Okay, yeah, we're not doing something right. But I'm just very curious how this is going to end more than anything else. Like, there's a lot of great things. We got new snow planets, new desert planets. We got new characters, all this stuff. But I'm really just like, it's already going to be somewhat emotional, especially like we talked about before with Carrie and everything. Right. But just like, how is this going to end? And is it going to give not only the generation that grew up in Star Wars all these different entry points. You know, everyone's entered Star Wars differently, which I love. But like, how is this little part of Star Wars going to end for people? And that has me so curiously intrigued. So
yeah, I don't know. I agree with you though, Todd. I think it needs to not have a clean cherry on top bow ending. There has to be something that just kind of gets you back up in your seat to be like, all right, let's sit for another 3 hours. Let's do it.
Yeah. Right.
But,
yeah. Okay. Any final thoughts on the Rise of Skywalker, Brandon, before we close?
I mean, I have a lot of thoughts, and we're like 45 minutes into this podcast. I could just keep talking because, again, I'm now 3 whiskey waters in.
C-3PO reading kids.
Yeah, it's like what else? Okay, what else can I predict about this damn movie? That's gonna just blow your mind. I mean, anyway, I'm very concerned. I'm very worried.
Yeah.
I'm going to hurl, and because I was telling, I forgot who I was telling earlier today, where with Last Jedi. And it was the first time I've ever done it. I'm going to do it for every Star Wars movie for the rest of my life, which was I saw Last Jedi at 6 p.m., right? I saw the first little, and I watched it for 2.5 hours, and I got out about 9 o'clock, and then at 9:30 I went back in and watched it again. Because for the first time I watched it, I was just like, I couldn't enjoy it. I couldn't, like, I was just so worried and so nervous. Like that scene where Rey's in the cave and like the multiple Reys, you know? I was just like, about to pass out. I was like, we're about to find out who her parents are. Like, I'm going to throw up. And I couldn't enjoy it. I couldn't pay attention. And so then the second time I watched it, I could like kind of relax and just kind of enjoy a movie, right? But the first time is not going to be enjoyable for me. And that's going to even just be elevated with this, where it's like, this is the end of the Skywalker saga. My body is going to collapse. So very excited.
No pressure.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Yeah. I'm not too worried about it, but I'm also very worried about it.
So you're recommending a doubleheader.
Right. No, 100% do a doubleheader, because then there's no pressure. Oh, there's a lot of pressure, but less pressure. It's great. It's great. And I'm glad we're having this conversation, because now I'm just like super stressed out. And I'm not going to be able to sleep now, which is fine. But I will say, one of the things we haven't talked about, and it's not even movie related, and we kind of hinted on it a little bit, was my favorite part of Star Wars is like the Star Wars experience, like the whole month of November and December, where it's just like all Star Wars, all tie-ins, all commercials, the books and the toys, and seeing it everywhere is just so, like, it's just incredible. Like, it's just like
it is incredible.
Like, because what I've been doing the past 3 movies now. So I go see the movie, and then the next day I go to Target and I buy the soundtrack on CD, and I buy the visual dictionary and the art of book, and just kind of like continue the thing for me. Yeah. And I'm really excited for that. And it's not obviously the last time, because we have, you know, how many movies and how many TV shows, but it will feel a little bit different doing it this time around. So I'm excited.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I'm right with you. Again, I'm a book nerd too, dude. I get the visual dictionary and the art of book, put that on the Amazon cart, like, all right, deliver it, and it just kind of continues the Star Wars experience.
Well, I'll tell you a secret. You can cut this out. This is a secret. I never
trade news.
I buy 2 copies of the art of book, because I have to see the art of book the day after I see it, right? But then there's a gallery in California that sells the art of book, and you get it like 2 weeks late. But they do a signing with a bunch of the concept artists like the week after the movie comes out, and then they ship you the signed book. So that's what I've been doing the past 3 movies. And it's awesome. And, you know, Phil Shostak's there, all the guys are there, and you get them signed.
Yeah.
And like, I have to like balance. So I just have like 2 copies of each book, which is fine. It's not a problem. And I probably should just sell the other ones back. But but it's fine.
Brandon, you're like, but it's fine. I don't have a problem.
Yeah.
I don't need to go see
I'm looking
anybody.
at my shelf right now, and it's just, my shelf is buckling. It's just buckling in the weight of like 15 coffee table books right now. It's fine. And my coffee table is like, is not, you can't use it as it's just like 500 coffee table books. It's fine. My life's a nightmare.
It's fine.
But it's not a big deal. Don't worry about
it. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. All right. We got to get Brandon off the couch. Right. So self-evaluation time. But okay, so we'll have this time capsule, Brandon.
Yeah.
Mark it right now.
Yep.
And then 6 months from now, 178 days or whatever, we can come back and say Brandon was right.
That's all I want. That's the only reason I'm on this podcast.
That's all we want. That's all the reason you're on this podcast. All right, Heather, bail us out.
I'm on it. All right, listen. I teased a bunch. You've been listening to us ramble just to get to this section. It's news of the week.
And now, the Star Wars news of the week.
Let's do it.
So gemr.com posted the 8 rarest Lego Star Wars sets in the galaxy. All right. If you've never done a Star Wars Lego set, press pause, run to your nearest mall, pick up a set, come back, put it together while you finish listening.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So
put it together, listen in your car, and drive. I mean, it's very safe.
Totally
It's
safe.
Very safe. Very safe.
So let me share with you what some of these pieces are. We have the Rebel Blockade Runner 10019.
Oh, okay.
It's
Yes.
Princess
absolutely,
Leia's ship,
yes.
right?
The famous
Got
1009.
a very modest 1,748 pieces.
Oh, okay.
Released in 2001 for $199.99.
Perfect. Yeah.
But because it's retired, you can get it for a clean 1,000 at auction.
Easy money.
Easy.
Right? Okay.
It's like 45 art of books.
Totally.
I don't know. I just made that up. How much are art of books?
All right. Then we have the TIE Interceptor Ultimate Collectors Series 7181. Okay. It's made up of 703 pieces, and it is valued at over $1,000, which is about 10 times more than it was originally sold for. And I have one in my garage.
Really?
I have one too.
What?
Do you have a closed one or a boxed
I don't have a boxed one. It is put together.
Oh yeah.
You can blame Bruce for that.
Okay, that's okay. This is actually, it's a fun fact. Like, this is one of Jen's first Christmas gifts she gave to me when we were dating.
Wow.
I was like, I like this girl, and I love Star Wars, and I love Legos. Of course, I opened and put together. If I didn't, I would just say, well, I love you so much that I'm going to keep this box in a box, and I'm not going to put it together because it could be worth something today.
Right.
Could have been $1,000, 20 something. Well, how many? Yeah, this is an old set too. I think this came out. I'm not sure. It
doesn't say.
when
Otherwise,
it
I
came
would have
out.
shared. Yeah.
Yeah, but of course, yes, of course.
Anyway, all right. But for the sake of time, we have the Y-Wing Attack Starfighter Ultimate Collectors Series 10134.
Okay.
Which is 3 hours of nonstop building.
Oh my gosh.
1,473 pieces. Sadly, it retired in 2006, but it will sell for about $1,400.
Oh my gosh.
Pretty cheap.
Again, not too bad.
It's like $1 a piece.
Like $1. It's like $1 a piece. There you go.
All right. Well, let's go down. Let's go to the most
I was
expensive.
going to say, let me get to.
Yeah, because there's quite a few.
There's quite a few. Let me. So I mean, you've got the Y-Wing. We've got a Cloud City. I have Death Star Dose. Dose, which is 2 for those who don't know, with over 3,000 pieces, which you're going to spend over $2,000 to get.
So that's a good deal. That's only 50 cents a piece, or I don't know, but it's cheaper. It's cheap.
Not bad at all.
That's cheap.
See, doesn't that just sound better to the ear? We can totally.
How many
justify.
art books is that, Brandon?
It's like 300. I don't know.
And then we've got the Imperial Star Destroyer, right?
Yeah.
With, again, over 3,000 pieces. Was originally released in 2002 for just under $300. And when I say just under, I mean by a penny. Mm-hmm. But the retired set is going to go over $2,500.
Less than $1 a piece.
Still
So
winning.
then we've got the
Cheap.
X-Wing Fighter Ultimate Collector Series.
Yeah.
Much more manageable, 1,300 pieces, right? So easier to put together, but it's going to cost you $3,500 to purchase that guy.
Yeah.
Hooey vey. All right. I hope
All right. What's the most
I hope
expensive
everyone's
set? Here
sitting
we go.
down because we have the Millennium
sitting down.
Falcon Ultimate Collector Series. It's going to be 5,195 pieces.
Okay.
Right? So if we're looking at that dollar, to piece thing, you're wrong because you're going to need about $10,000.
$2 a piece.
It's $2 a piece.
That
the
one just came
inflation.
out, right? That was like the most recent thing.
I think that's the most recent one, right?
I think so. That's crazy. I should have bought one. That wasn't $10,000.
So all of that to say to my Lego
Yeah.
Star Wars fans, if you have it
Yeah.
built, keep it as protected as possible. And if you have it in the box, just put it in a safety deposit box or something. I don't know.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So, but Todd, we have another fun
Yes.
fact about Star Wars news that I think you need to share with us.
Of course. This is all you need. This is clickbait right here. A New Hope. Seal learns to sing Star Wars theme. I mean, why don't we just quit right now? So this just came out
And
yesterday.
he's not talking about the singer Seal either.
Oh, well played, well played. Researchers at Scotland University of St. Andrews have coaxed a seal to sing the first notes of the Star Wars theme song.
Beautiful.
And Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. I mean, classics. So they just released this video, but the gray seal named Zola hears a computer play the first 7 notes of the Star Wars theme and then barks the tune back, stretching the last 2 notes. So why don't we play it here? Aaron. Isn't that adorable?
That was beautiful. I love it.
It's great. So thank you, Zola, for the Star Wars theme song and Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. So there you go. I love happy Star Wars news, Okay. This is another one. This is going to be a tearjerker for you. Here we go. This is coming from sfgate.com. Ultimate Bay Area dad helps son make his own Star Wars movie at Disneyland. I mean, what can you do? So the story here is, Dad, can we make a movie? Christopher Norton's like 6-year-old, he's like, yeah, sure. How am I supposed to say no? So it already has currently over 10,000 views on Twitter. So doing good there. But it's a 6-minute video and the crawl kind of goes with Darth Vader's disappearance. The Resistance fighters celebrate their newfound peace as they seek to restore order across every corner in the galaxy. So he made this video with his son. Obviously, they go to Galaxy's Edge because that's what you got to do. So they do a little filming there, and it kind of takes off. So he had a good time, and so here's where you're winning. So naturally, the first thing Emerson's asked his dad, or here we go, I'm gonna read this. He loves the rides, but more he enjoyed the characters and ships and the atmosphere. He must have looked at the Millennium Falcon for a half an hour. I'm right with you, bud. I can't wait to look at that thing. Naturally, the first thing Emerson asked his dad to do after they finished the movie was to show it to Luke Skywalker. Norton found the original actor, Mark Hamill, on Twitter. Mark Hamill's never on Twitter. You can't find him.
Right.
It's very hard to find. But he shared it with him. Hamill liked it in response. So this is Christopher Norton, the dad, Bay Area dad. Me, dude, Luke Skywalker liked your movie. 5-year-old. That's so cool. Wait, the real one? Me, look, 5-year-old. I love you, Dad. Me holding my kid, happy crying because at Hamill himself. So there you go. Never know what's going to happen in your Star Wars fandom. I mean, go make movies. Go make movies. That's what you gotta do with your kids. And you never know, Luke Skywalker himself might like the movie. And now the kid's set, another Jedi on his way to better and greater things. So. Yeah, it's just, and the end quote was, there are so many moments in fatherhood that you can't be described. They can only be experienced, he wrote in the video's original caption. Chief among them, the joy of creating with your child. If that's not Star Wars, come on, people. What do you guys think of that one?
It's pretty good. Pretty good.
It's pretty good.
That's
one time Mark Hamill liked my tweet and I just started screaming. It was great. That's all you can ask for. Although now I'm like, Mark Hamill likes every tweet, so I'm just gonna start tagging Mark Hamill and everything.
Yeah, right? No. Yeah, he's a selective liker. Yeah, he liked my tweet one time too, my friend, and I lost it. I call my wife Jen. I'm like, Mark Hamill liked my tweet, and she's like, who? I'm like, Luke Skywalker. I'm screaming,
Man.
Yeah, it was great. So that was cool. And then just the other week, Brandon, we were talking about the Phantom Menace, and Ahmad Best liked our tweets.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I was like,
that's all you need.
That's all you need.
Ahmed Best, man, I've mentioned him a couple of times. I'm trying to get him on the damn show because there are people that are more qualified to interview Ahmed Best than me, obviously.
Of course.
But
yes.
as a 6-year-old who dressed up as Jar Jar Binks for Halloween, I feel like I'm entitled in the smallest, tiniest capacity to potentially maybe interview Ahmed Best at some point in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
That's all I want. That's all I want. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, you can pull a little Cassian and be like, I've been fighting this since I'm 6 years old.
Thank you. That's great. I will do that.
Yeah.
And then he'll be like, I don't know what this movie is. I'm like, okay, that's fair.
Oh, man.
All right, Heather. What else is going on in Star Wars land and Star Wars universe?
So, a couple weeks ago, just shortly after Celebration in Chicago, they said, hey, let's do another one in 2020 out in Anaheim. And here are the dates.
Oh yeah.
So
they announced 2020, and then it was like last week they just dropped the dates to be like, so it's like it's gonna be in August.
And so people start freaking out because they're just recovering their pocketbooks from the previous one.
Yes.
Tickets went on sale Friday, the 21st of June.
Yes. What happened?
I hope you got in. Because they be gone. By that I mean the VIP tickets gone. 4-day tickets gone. Saturday adult tickets. Bye-bye.
Gone. Let me guess. Gone.
And as of this recording, Friday adult tickets. See ya.
Man.
As we say in Chicago, na 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 na.
Wait, that might be copyright. We might not be able to do that, Todd.
Oh yeah, all right. I'll stop right there. But for Brandon, you're going. Some of our previous guests that have been on, Carla and her fiance, are going. So you guys are gonna have a blast, and hopefully you're finding hotels without having to walk for all over. Right.
I got my hotel. I'm walking distance. I'm literally 500 feet from the hotel, from the convention center. So I'm just
all right. Well, walk me through it. How much were you sweating? Were you hurling? What were you doing?
Yeah, it was great. Well, actually, so I work the guy I work with, the guy that you guys both met, my producer Jason at Celebration, and we worked together.
Jason, hi Jason.
Hello, Jason. Jason actually, we had Midsummer advanced screening tickets for tonight. And I was like, you know what, Jason? I have a podcast I have to be on. So Jason just texted me right now that Midsummer is great. So you can let everyone. Midsummer is great, apparently. But Jason and I we both tried to get tickets at the same time, and then we both tried to get hotels at the same time. So we at least had 2 people going, and we got it done. We both got our tickets. We both got our nice hotel at the Clarion Inn and Suites. What I assume is the swankiest of all the Anaheim hotels.
Of course.
It looks like
We're
it
staying there.
hasn't been updated since the 90s or whatever it is, but it is walking distance, and that's all I really need. So
There you go.
Right,
it'll be
right.
good.
Awesome.
So I'm excited.
Well,
but I'm bummed that I won't
that's
run
awesome.
into you guys there. It's like, what's the point of going to Celebration?
You know, as Yoda says, always in future, or no,
Yep.
always in motion, the future is. So you never know. You never
Maybe.
know. So it's a lot. It's 14 months away, but Heather's going to, she's going to Batu.
Right.
She's already got a trip, banked to go to
She's
Batu.
going to South
she's
Batu
set.
while everyone's in North Batu.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, basically.
I'll be building droids. I'll be fine. So
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
it'll
you'll
be
survive.
Fine. It'll be fine. So, obviously, I mean, this is big news. Like, Star Wars is dead, guys.
Yeah,
so
that's what
I
I've
don't know
heard.
why
That's
these
what
tickets
Twitter
are.
said.
Yeah.
oh my gosh.
So, I mean, this definitely sold out faster than Chicago.
True. Yeah.
It's one less day, but I mean, literally, I know. Last year we were kind of scrambling. Like, Aaron's like, I want to go. I'm like, dude, you should have told us like last week. So we're scrambling to get him tickets last year. But I mean, Friday. I mean, Friday was VIP and 4-day were gone by Friday,
Yep.
It's crazy.
which is pretty impressive. And so, and just like Heather said, like Friday is gone as of this recording. So. Yeah.
It's not even anything good. Like, it's not going to be any movies. It's just going to be like, here's some Disney Plus shows, and I'll be like, yeah, give this to me. This is all I need.
Dude, it's the 40-year anniversary of Empire.
That's true.
I mean, that's enough.
So I was there for, I guess it wasn't an anniversary. It was the anniversary of A New Hope when I was in LA. But there was an Empire retrospective panel, right? So it was the 30th of A New Hope, Celebration 4.
Yes.
But I guess that was technically, they still had a retrospective, and it was still Irvin Kershner giving his final like public address about it. And so that was like very much like the coolest thing ever, and still probably one of my favorite Celebration panels of all time.
Dude, love it.
And then so we'll see what this one is.
And then
we'll see who they can pull, because they'll get Billy D and they'll get someone else, and then I mean, what are they gonna do?
Well, I mean, it's sad to say though. I mean, we're at that point where now these actors are dying.
Right.
I mean, Peter Mayhew literally was in Chicago, and he was sick, because I remember my friend Bobby. He was supposed to get a picture with him, and he couldn't come that day because he was sick. And then he was able to get it Monday, and then like 2 weeks later,
That's
he
crazy.
passed away,
Yeah, that's so sad.
It's just like so sad. So it's like all these opportunities where and like it's just the nature of the beast. I mean, this is a 40-year-old movie. And so it's. You have to celebrate it. So take those opportunities to do so. So I'm glad you're going, bro.
And I'm bummed y'all won't be there, but it'll be an experience for sure. And I'm glad I'm going.
Absolutely.
So we'll see.
Absolutely. All right, Heather.
Yeah, I think there's only one more thing to do, and that is to chat it up at the cantina. So let's do cantina chat. All right. Brandon is our guest.
Okay.
We always like to put our guests on the spot first. What exciting geeking things have you done or will shortly be doing?
Right.
Not that I didn't just set you up or anything.
Thank you. That was a great setup. Thank you. Okay. So I did something dumb, and I don't know if you've been able to tell over the past hour or whatever I do a lot of dumb things very often.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to Star Wars, and especially when it comes to Star Wars and behind the scenes Star Wars. So a few weeks ago, I think
BTS for those people.
The BTS. The BTS is my ride or die. That's pretty much all I care about.
Yeah, dude.
So a couple weeks ago, I was online while I was at work, and a thing pops up, and it says, "The Academy Awards presents Galactic Innovations, a Star Wars panel." And I was like, that sounds great. So I clicked through it.
Oh my gosh.
And it's like, we will be hosting on our Academy Awards stage you know, all these different behind the scenes people, including, you know, Richard Edlund and Harrison Ellenshaw and John Dykstra and blah, blah, blah. But then at the very bottom, I was like, and Ben Burt and Marshall Lucas. And I was like, I'm gonna buy these tickets right now. I'm just gonna buy these tickets. So I bought the ticket. And then I was kind of sitting there, I was at work, and I was kind of sitting there, and I was like, oh no, this event's on a Thursday at 7 p.m. in Los Angeles. And I live in Dallas, Texas. Like, this is wrong. And so then I had like a panic attack, and I texted like my parents, I texted my girlfriend. I was like, hey, like, am I doing anything Thursday, the 28th or whatever it is? Or can I? And then I went upstairs and I talked to my boss. I was like, hey, am I like, do we have anything going on? He's like, no, you're good. And so then I just like booked a flight to Los Angeles for 18 hours on points. And so I'm going to Los Angeles this Thursday. My flight's at noon. I land at 2. The event's at 7. And then my flight back is at 6 a.m. And yeah, I'm pumped. I'm very excited. I'm very nervous. I'm very excited. But this is the first time, at least I can even think about, that Marshall Lucas has publicly talked about Star Wars since the divorce in the 80s.
Oh my gosh.
Which is it's bonkers. And then I was trying to I was like, even if she cancels, like, it's still Ben Burt, it's still John Dykstra, it's still John Knoll, you know. So I'm trying to like justify it just in case something happens. But really, like, Marshall Lucas and Ben Burt on a stage together, I'm going to just, like, throw up. Like, it's going to be wild. And so they announced it today because it sold out very quickly. That was the other thing that kind of got me going. I was like, okay, these tickets sold out in literally, like, 15 minutes. Like, I should just go. And then they announced today that they're live streaming it, which is awesome. I'm so glad that more people will be able to hear it and see it. It kind of, I was planning on like illegally recording it and like releasing it as a bonus episode, right? Obviously.
Yeah.
And I still probably will, but I am excited for people to see it and then see me. Cause I'm going to get there. Like I land at 2, it starts at 7. I'm going to get there. I'm just going to Uber right there and just be there as soon as I can. And I am excited for people to see me like pass out and like when they all walk up on stage and I'm just like looking at them and I just like keel over and throw up a little bit. It'll be real nice. So keep your eyes peeled Thursday at 9:30 p.m. Central Time. I'll be wearing a maroon jacket and I'll just be dead. So
right, exactly. That'll be fun. Yeah, that's. I don't know, Heather. We can't top this because we just can't. I mean, Ben Burt's kind of been MIA, dude. Yeah. So
yeah, and I mean, there was that article a year or two ago about like how he had been kind of phased out of Star Wars and like maybe really sad, and so and then because I'm not really going to try to get like autographs or interviews or anything like that. Like really, I just want to like kind of like feel it out, maybe shake someone's hand or get a picture or something, and But if I can like meet Ben Burt, like it will be. I was writing Ben Burt fan letters when I was like 8 years old, right? Like he actually like responded and like sent me back an autograph and stuff. And I prank called him one time. I found his phone number, and like when I was like 10, like this will be wild. So I'm very excited. So hopefully he doesn't remember that.
Dude, he answered your fan mail?
Yeah, no, I sent him. He wrote like a book. It's like a little pocket book about like alien languages. It was very small, so I was able to fit in an envelope and just send it to him. And he sent it back, and he signed it. So,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was writing him fan letters when I was little. I wrote John Dykstra a fan letter when I was like 12. I wrote Doug Chang a fan letter. You know, so, and they all responded because these guys were like, they're like, okay, like no one's writing me fan letters. So it worked out. But yeah, we'll see. I'm excited. I'm really excited.
Yeah, I have nothing to top that. Well, not nothing, but...
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't just spontaneously buy a ticket, didn't realize it was like across the country, book a flight, and you're going to meet some of your childhood heroes in like a couple days?
No, I went... Okay. I went antiquing and to the Winfield garage sale where the entire town of Winfield does this giant garage sale, and I bought a Star Wars book that's like a cross cut of all the like ships and things.
Wait, that's great.
For 50 cents.
For 50 cents?
How many Lego Star Wars Death Stars are those? That's great.
That's one. That's one
one
brick.
brick,
Yeah,
people.
that's pretty good.
I am
That's a
on
great
my
deal.
way.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. No, that's like, I mean, I rewatched Empire and I just finished Return of the Jedi.
Dang, girl.
Those are good movies. Have you all seen those before? Those are really good.
They're pretty good. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I might have texted you best movie ever when you're watching Empire, you know.
True story. But no, it was just, they were fun to kind of rewatch and, you know, because I kind of I wanted to watch them before tonight's episode. I think because, I mean, I just wanted to watch the Skywalker. Like, I had watched the prequels a little while ago because we were doing quite a few podcast episodes about the prequels and stuff.
Prequels, yeah.
And so I was like, I just got to watch the original trilogy again. And so I'll probably then go through the back half here soon.
Yeah.
But it's fun to watch the change of characters. And like, once again, even today, I noticed on Luke, when he wears his whole black outfit, because he possibly is going to join the dark side.
Oh, right.
But then he cuts off Papa's hand, and then he realizes, I don't want to be a machine either. I don't want to go to the dark side. That all of a sudden, his black shirt flips open, and there's that little bit of white that shows, and then all of a sudden, it's not all about the dark side, and it's those stupid things. Like Brandon, I get like these costume changes that you're like, that's because there's a progression of the character and
Right. That's all that matters. John Molo.
gosh. And then R2 gets like shot, and then it's just
Yeah. Yeah, he's even leaking fluids. He's in bad shape there, man.
it's pretty bad. But then, you know, there was an Ewok dance party at the end, so, you know.
Winning.
Did you watch the Yub Nub version, or did you watch the Ewok Celebration Song version? Right? What am I? Yeah, those are right.
I unfortunately watched the Hayden Christensen.
No, never say unfortunately. All Star Wars is good Star Wars. That is also good Star Wars. You got a Doug in that one, and in Jabba's palace, you got Sebulba walking around or whatever, right? All Star Wars is good Star Wars. All Star Wars
just
is good
randomly walking around.
No, I love
it's
it.
like, I'm not sleeping. I'm just walking.
Yeah, no. All Star Wars is good Star Wars.
Yeah, that's true.
So.
That's true. Absolutely.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
that's my life.
That's awesome. I really wish you did book a random flight somewhere and something Star Wars.
I mean, still not too late. You guys could still meet me in LA in 2 days if you got some points that I forgot about. I was like, oh, I could use these right now.
There you go.
Yeah. That's awesome. I finished Alphabet Squadron. Yes. So if you're a fan of the Legends series, X-Wing series, I would highly recommend it. It's kind of a ragtag group, and they're called the Alphabet Squadron because they have, A wing, B wing,
C wings, D wings,
U wings, E wings, D wings. Yeah. X wings, Y wings. Yeah. It's all there. Z wings. Yeah, they're all there. So it's really good. Because I'm driving more, I'm doing more of the Audible stuff. So I very much enjoy it, and it's always good to listen to it. Go to audibletrial.com/WSR and get a 30-day free trial. But so I did that. Yeah. Hey. Played some more. I've been playing a little bit more Battlefront 2 with Trent. So we're having fun playing a little Battlefront 2. It's just fun because a lot of goofy stuff happens when you play, and I just love talking Star Wars with Trent while we play Battlefront 2. We watched Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I just love this movie. If you haven't seen it, that's okay because it's coming on Netflix, Heather, like next week.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay.
Yes, so you can finally watch it. It's just a really fantastic animation movie, and it makes me sad because our good friends Lord and Miller, who got the boot from Solo, just made this movie after that and got an Oscar. No big deal. It'd be cool if they would come back and like Lucasfilm and them had a big hug and they made an animated film or something like that. Because this movie it's amazing. It's got everything you need in a superhero movie and more. And music's great. Animation is fantastic. Voice acting is like on point. It's everything. It's great. So watch that for like the bazillionth time. And then finally, The Power of Yak Face. So a couple weeks ago, we talked about Yak Face, the elusive Yak Face, and fellow podcast Hollow Chronicles podcast reached out to me because we were tweeting about it. And hey, do you collect? I'm like, I'm semi-retired. But I got a cool tattoo, so I showed them my tattoo, and they're like, whoa, dude, you're like next level. I'm like, yeah. So we're buddies now, and then I sent them my collection because I didn't have like a modern picture of my collection, So tweeted that out, and I got featured. They have like they do this Saturday thing called Show Me Your Collection. So for 2 straight weeks, yes, Todd Hoffman was featured on Hollow Chronicles podcast. So shout out to Andy and Josh. So thank you for that. And yeah, they're going to be on the pod sometime soon. So that's a little tease for you later. But yeah, Yak Face. You don't have a Yak Face, do you, Brandon?
The toy? No, I don't. So how dare you put that on me, saying, "Hey, Brandon, like start a new expensive collection for no reason." But I have.
Well, no. Okay, I have to call you out on this because you did buy some recent auction stuff, right?
I did. Well, here's what I've been trying to do. And this is me justifying an expensive new collection. I'm looking at it right now.
Okay.
I have the Jabba playset from the vintage, right? The Jabba with the hookah and Salacious Crumb. And then I also have a Klaatu.
Right.
And I just got the Klaatu, who was my first guest ever on Talking About 94. Corey D. Williams played Klaatu. And so what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to get a vintage action figure for every guest that I've interviewed. Because I think that would be nice.
Dude, love it.
That would be real nice.
Love it.
And it would kind of, I could get there eventually, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I've been doing with the vintage stuff. And that's all. You don't put any more evil on me like that, because I'm spending way too much money on big books that are like, this doesn't work. I just got this one, the Industrial Light and Magic into the Digital Realm, which was, it's out of print. Yeah. And it's first edition, and it cost me money. It's fine. And it's like, when we're done recording, I'll like pan to my like shelf because it's just like it's too much. And then I've run out of bookshelves, and I'm stacking them to my ceiling, which is great. But my girlfriend is pissed, so it's all okay.
It's all good.
It's fine. It's books. They're educational.
It's educational. But yeah, I don't know who the actor who played Yak Face.
Sean Crawford, but continue.
Okay. All right. Well, Sean Crawford, you have to interview him, and then you have to buy a really expensive.
And then I have to figure out who played the Vinyl Cape Jawa, and then I have to buy a Vinyl Cape Jawa. Normal stuff. It's fine.
Normal stuff. Oh, okay.
I can never interview Sean Crawford now.
Oh my God.
Save Brandon, save us.
Let's do this. So once I find the Brandon action figure, we'll be set on our podcast. But anyway, thanks again for listening to another crazy episode of WSTR Galactic Public Access. You have to check us out on the social medias. We're at WSTR Media. We're all lowercase and it's all one word. So you can comment, you can tweet, you can do the ratings. Or you can email us at mailbox@wstrmedia.com and share all kinds of information. Or leave us a voicemail at 630-557-WSTR, also known as 630-557-9787. That way we can hear your beautiful voice and blast it into the atmosphere.
That's right.
Also check out our back catalog of episodes at podcast.wstrmedia.com. We've got merch, store.wstrmedia.com. We've got you covered. Literally from head to toe. But I digress. Right. So we put a challenge out I want to say last week-ish sometime,
Yes.
to get up to 700 followers on Instagram.
Yeah.
Well, we did it, but I'm still not happy.
We did it.
Oh, no.
Okay.
So we're going to extend it a couple more days and see if we can get up to 750. Because if we do, I'm adding more to the prize pack.
Oh my gosh.
Now, I
challenge thrown down.
I showed Todd and Aaron some of the items I had available. And I think...
Are they all going or just some?
Well, I was going to say some, because I was going to try to save it for other giveaways, because I want to spread the wealth. But they would agree. Right. There's some decent
Brandon
things.
has like 6 of every book.
Right.
So,
It's
true.
How many Lego bricks is that? That's pretty good.
That's the question.
Right. So we're going to extend it, Heather.
Basically, we're going to extend it and help us get to 750 on Instagram.
That would be
okay.
I'm looking at the merch
we'll
store
put the
right
details.
now, and I want to plug it so that people listening know that there are leggings there, WSTR Galactic Public Access leggings. And it's like $45, great deal. A, B, should I get WSTR leggings and wear them like to the office? I don't know. We'll see. Next time y'all have me on, I'll let you know one way or another if I got them or not. But just as a thinking point, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
So.
All right. So we'll put the details on Instagram about extending contest for a little bit. But yeah, let's get to 750.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, Brandon.
Yep.
You've joined us in the past. Maybe these are the first time somebody has heard from you. So how do we find you on the socials, and tell us about your podcast and how to find that?
Yes. For anything Star Wars related, you can find me at Talking Bay 94, TALKING Bay 94. And I interview people that were in Star Wars or that worked on Star Wars. That is what my podcast is. And if you really hate how I sound or what I've been saying, I edit myself out of the podcast pretty much. Like I'm in it for like 5 seconds every episode. So if you hate it, then still listen to my podcast, please, because I'm barely in it.
Honestly, I just want to say this too. Like, I love your interview style because basically you just let them talk.
Yeah. Oh no, it's great. Because my guests always mention me. They're like, this was the best interview I've ever done. It's like, yeah, because I edited out all your ums. I removed myself from the conversation almost completely. I'm in it like, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's great. Yeah, that's it. That's all I do. All I do. So if you didn't like this, please listen to Talking About 94. We don't have an episode this week because I'm traveling and also no one's responding to my emails.
Yeah.
But we should have some cool stuff coming up. We've interviewed, the past few episodes have been all old Star Wars authors. In case you can't tell, I love Star Wars books. So we interviewed Kevin J. Anderson and Troy Denning, both.
I loved your Troy Denning.
Thank you.
One.
It was super cool because he
Yes.
hasn't talked about Star Wars in such a long time, and he did so much, and it was great. It was.
And his Darkness little thing, I was like,
I was like,
that was sweet.
Well, I didn't say, I wasn't like the biggest fan when I was reading it, right? But now I'm like, like Darkness, like, I should read that again. So anyway, definitely check that out. And, but yeah, thanks for having me, guys. This was great.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, the other, I have to plug this too one more time, dude. Like, you're Donald, who was General of yours?
Julian Glover.
Oh my gosh. When you made the Dumbledore joke, I almost lost it because I didn't even know that. I didn't even know. Heather, did you know General Veers was going to be Dumbledore?
No.
Yes. Well, Brandon and him are still waiting for the
callback. We got pizza later that night together. It was a great.
You got pizza.
I got pizza with General Veers and the Move Along Stormtrooper, right? Fixer. He was also Fixer in the deleted Anchorhead scenes.
Yeah.
Which was a crazy night for me because that was the night. I don't know if y'all went to the podcast meetup that night, but that was the night of the podcast.
We did. We never made it in.
So I had to skip that. But I was like, you know what? Like, I hope people understand that I missed this, so I could eat pizza with General Veers, which pretty good. So
winning.
Yeah, that seems like an okay excuse.
That's okay. Yeah. Well, thanks again for being on the show.
Yeah, of course.
Man.
Thanks for having me, even though I rambled and
That's okay.
So, well, next week we'll be at episode 129, and I think we're going to talk about Star Trek.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
or maybe Star Wars. Let's do Star Wars.
We could do Star Wars and Star Trek. It's all the same, right?
It is all right. It is the same, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, well, clearly we've gone crazy here at the podcast, so we're gonna finish this up the only way we know how. So, gentlemen, if you're ready, let's do it.
Yes.
Now.
This is podcasting. We did it.
Go team.
Go buy your books, and Brandon will sign them.